friends. Yeah, we're still on the couch. If you didn't hear the explanation when I reviewed Babel, the Christmas tree is currently taking up the recording space, and honestly, I revamped my living room and got a new couch. I like this. I like this setup. It feels a little bit more cozy. Okay, so we're gonna deal with it. Today's book review is Mirror in the Sky, The Life and Music of Stevie Nicks by Simon Morrison. Less about the life of Stevie Nicks and more about the music, is how I'm going to preface this. A stunning musical biography of Stevie Nicks that paints a portrait of an artist, not a caricature of a superstar. Diva, heroine, icon, and to the most devoted, a goddess. Stevie Nicks resonates across generations, singing of spellcasters and dreamsmiths, stars of the silver screen, Joan of Arc, her grandmother Alice, and Alice in Wonderland. This biography from distinguished music historian Simon Morrison examines Nicks as a singer and songwriter before and beyond her career with Fleetwood Mac, from the Arizona landscape of her childhood to the strobe light night of 1,000 Stevie celebrations. Mirror in the Sky analyzes Nicks' craft, the grain of her voice, the poetry of her lyrics, the melodic and the harmonic syntax of her songs, and identifies the American folk and country influences of her musical imagination that places her within a distinctly American tradition of women songwriters. Drawing from oral histories and surprising archival discoveries, Morrison connects Nicks' story to those of California's above and underground music industries, innovations in recording technology, and gendered restrictions that rendered her femininity an object of fascination and even fear. Reflective and expansive, Mirror in the Sky situates Stevie Nicks as one of the finest songwriters of the 20th century. While I agree with every single statement made in that little blurb, I hated it. Why, Trula? Because this didn't teach me anything that I didn't already know about Stevie Nicks herself. If you want something that is analytical about Stevie, that drives into the style, if you basically, okay, I'm going to sum this up in a few words. If you're a freaking music nerd and like to hear all that talk, this book is for you. This book was not for me. This book was not for me. I love Stevie. No. I had to force myself to read through this. And while I enjoyed learning more about the song lyrics, a lot of what was talked about in this book was more analytical of the songs than what Gold Dust Woman talks about. If you haven't read Gold Dust Woman, that one I highly recommend. That one Stevie had a deep hand in on the writing, and so therefore it gives you all the dirty details. It's also the reason why I don't like Lindsey Buckingham as a person. Keywords. As a person. He's still a good guitarist. I just like him as a person. Again, did not like this. I don't even remember what I rated it as. I read it so much earlier in the year. Hang on. I will get it for you guys. I know I read it this year. Where the freaking crap? Y'all, Storygraph be mean right now and I can't find it. What? There it is. 3.25, because you can do that. You can do the quarters on Storygraph when it comes to the stars. 3.25 stars, you guys. 3.25. I hated it. This will not be staying on my bookshelf as much as I love Stevie Nicks. I'm just... It's so focused on the analytical side of her music. And yeah, it talks about her life, but all the things that I would like to have heard more from an outside perspective were all covered in Gold Dust Woman. If anyone knows if the rest of them have written books, I'd like to read the biographies and all that, autobiographies and all that stuff, because I want to hear more about a lot of the stuff going on during the Rumors recording. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I'm nosy. I'm nosy. This taught me nothing new. It just went into some analyticals on her lyricism and everything. this is for the people who nerd out on that stuff. Like, for the people who psychoanalyze the lyrics. This is for y'all. This is not for those of us who like to hear the advice Stevie might have for people, who might have the book that might have, you know, things that you can relate to. This does not have those things. This is not for them. This is for us. This is for the people who like the analytical stuff. I don't like the analytical stuff when it comes to lyrics sometimes. I like to take my own interpretation of the lyrics. If they happen to be the same as the artist, fantastic. If not, it's fine. Not for me. Not for me. Will be going in the McKay's box to make it find its way to another family. It really is. I love Stevie, and as much as I like this gorgeous picture of her, and that there are some amazing photos included in the book, I can't. It's not for me. This is not for me. I won't ever reread it. I'm fully planning on redoing Gold Dust Woman. And I really think it's going to be a Patreon exclusive of discussing it in depth and having fun with that. I think I have a couple friends that I can get to read it, and I might get them to read it so that we can do like a Patreon exclusive with that. But 10 out of 10, do not recommend this book unless you are a music nerd. You guys, it's not for those of us who want to be nosy and learn more from Stevie. It's just not. So with that, sorry about that. With that, I leave you guys until our next cup of tea.